Hi, it's Raquel. Welcome back to Recovery to Wellness. This is where survivors radiate badassery. It is currently July 26, 2026, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because I make a lot of recovery videos, a lot of my own recovery from mental health conditions. I also talk about book reviews and libraries and books in general and writing fanfiction and enjoying all of that, and then also trying to do like photo film shoots and sticker collages and haul videos and lots of fun things like room care and like adulting together and all of that stuff, and really taking you on the journey of my recovery and how I'm expanding into more independent living skills and all of that jazz too. So, and self-care, that's the newest theme as well. So if that's of any interest to you, consider subscribing and hopefully you'll come on board the train, and if not, I hope that you have a good ride of everywhere else. So I just want to do a really fast life update because honestly I have like 7 minutes left on this camera right now, at least for the space I have on my SD card, and I guess I'm just up for the challenge of trying to fit everything of what's been going on the last couple months in a video. So we're gonna roll with it. I got Built to Last, I think it's called. Yep, instrumental by Josh Woodward playing in the background. And yeah, I don't really have a lot of a structure otherwise. So this past week I did not upload a video on YouTube because I didn't manage my time well and was kind of like hate watching and falling down YouTube rabbit holes and all of that kind of jazz and such. So that sucks, but, and I honestly, like, I put off a few things this past week too. Like I put off finishing applying to a job and like that kind of thing, and like, which is a total thing in itself. But I also found out too that I haven't had to apply for a job that I like wasn't pretty much guaranteed to get in like 5 years. So like having to like email new like applications and stuff, and like you have to like pretty much pitch yourself in the email on top of the resume, on top of the cover letter, on top of like everything else, which is just such a pain in the ass. But like, so I learned that like this past week. I was like, okay, apparently you have to do that I didn't know from the week prior. And then I got one rejection letter and stuff too, so I'm like, fuck, like it's gonna be a while before I probably get a library job. But that's also the update too, is that I'm going to be moving towards getting a library job and like working at a library instead of working as much or as full-time in a psych hospital setting, because the psych hospital setting is similar to probably day programs, where I think it's kind of like a revolving door for like mental health, but also I think life might just be a revolving door as well, because it does wax and wane and all of that. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, like working like right now, working inpatient is just like too kind of depressing in a sense. And like it's just kind of like, I'd say like 65% of our patient population are people who keep coming back, and it's like really sad, and it's like, oh no. And it's like, it's just really hard, and I can't, I'm having a harder time like separating like between that and stuff, because then I think it kind of, because I think, I mean, I think it's more of a global problem anyway too, because it's the fact that like, you know, people come to the hospital to get stable, and then they go back out, and then they get unstable because of how the world is, and then they go back into the hospital to be stable. But then it's that like, again, that revolving door, and like that like, oh, it's familiar, I know it, I feel safe there, which is great that they feel safe. It is just that like they're getting stuck in a loop and they can't seem to get out of it, you know, and that's kind of like too bad and sad. I mean, I would much rather see them again than to never see them again. But it just sucks that that's so much of it is that, you know, I guess maybe this is also from the perspective of like the fact that I wound up, you know, making the leap and going per diem, even though I'm still pretty much working 3 days until the end of August at work. But I think like outgrowing this career path at the moment is just a little bit harder in a sense. It's harder because then I think like part of myself kind of is kind of like, I hate to say that the job is triggering, but I think it is kind of triggering in the sense that like part of me kind of wants to be like, oh, I'll just go back to the hospital too, and like, you know, that kind of thing. I'll just go and be in treatment because I know how to be a patient, I know how to be a psych patient kind of thing. But that's not like always the healthiest thing to do, or like the healthiest or the best, or, you know, that kind of thing. It's just that. So, but I also will be ending a program this coming Thursday at the time of filming, which is exciting and good, and I'm happy for that. It's a little hard to let go and stuff too, but it'll be good. And I also have therapy, and also have my psychiatrist. I'm gonna have new insurance in August, but I'll have more free time to continue applying to jobs and then working on other projects and all of that. Bought a whiteboard for my room. That's gonna be really fun, so I can like teach you guys some stuff from things I've learned in recovery and learned in treatment and all of that. And I have a great like disclaimer for it, like it's great. I'll also have more time to read and probably visit other libraries, especially during the sailboat road trip thing they're having until the end of August. I finished reading a book today, this past week. The past 2 weeks I finished 2 books, so that's great. The little like calendar, the yearly book counter is at 11 now, and just continuing to review and continuing to, I gotta just make more room and more time to edit videos and upload videos and do all of that. And yeah, and then I'll probably work on projects around the house and stuff too, adulting stuff. So things are really looking up, and the birth control is like totally helping so much, which is great. So I think that's pretty much where I can wrap up this video. So as always, thanks for watching. Let me know, how are you doing? How's life been for you? What's going on? What's getting in the way? How are you gonna move through it? And as always, stay safe. Much love and light to you. Shine bright, lighthouses. I will see you in another upload. Thanks. Bye.
Guiding like a lighthouse to I will leave the light on.